We're back.
Welcome back to depression-youarenotalone.com. There are 4 of us today.
Oh yes, we have a new addition, Lily.
To my left is Shannon. To her left is Lily.
Yes.
The good thing was that you can't see her, just her rump.
Oh, you got her
That's
backside.
the best part of her.
Her booty.
And behind the camera is John. COVID-free.
Yes, thank goodness.
For those that watched our episode 2 weeks ago, we didn't do last week's because John was loaded up with COVID.
That's a thing, loaded up with COVID?
No, it was done last week.
Well, he looked like crap when he came over to the house.
Yeah, that's because it was like a day after.
Didn't you think you had COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, you look like death.
I'm glad he said no because he actually came over to the house and was around us. Right? So thanks for that. We didn't get it.
No, amen.
So knock on wood, Shannon and I are still COVID free. I've never had it.
Yes, we
Never
don't want
had it.
We don't want it.
So our episode 2 weeks ago, I spoke about what I was going through. Very difficult time. I'm not going to rehash all of that. But I wanted people to see that much, much better.
Yeah.
And to show that you can get better. It takes time, it takes work. You can get better. I always talk about distracting yourself and getting out of the house and not laying in your room if you're battling depression. Well, last night we went out early after you got off of work.
Yeah. We went to a few places.
We went
actually had fun.
trying to find places close to us, little bars, little things like that. We can meet people, friendly places.
Yeah.
You should have gone to the one that we found.
What?
It was like a funeral.
Oh, it was horrible. I felt bad for the people.
The average
in
age in it was about 80.
Yeah. We won't be going back to that.
Geezer Central?
Oh, yeah. It was like their
it was-
last stop.
Well, at least there probably weren't any fights in there.
Oh, nobody could hit. They were so elderly.
It was, and it just had such a sad
Vibe.
vibe.
Yeah, it was depressing.
Well, was it a bar?
Yeah.
It was a little pub,
It was a little...
hole in the wall place. No atmosphere whatsoever.
No, it was warm in there, too.
it
It's
was
like their
warm.
AC wasn't working well.
Well,
Yeah.
the old people need to keep warm.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah,
why. That's probably why. I didn't think
They
of
only
that.
had beer and wine.
Yeah, so we didn't stay very long.
One old guy, when we pulled up, was hitting on her.
Really?
Outside.
He's sitting outside smoking a cigarette,
Yeah,
and he starts hitting on her.
Yeah.
Was he about 80 or something?
it was old.
And she's saying, "Oh yeah, thank you." He's like, "You're really beautiful." He was trashed.
He was.
No, you're so beautiful. I saw you when you walked up, and Shannon's going, "Oh, my husband and I really appreciate that."
What do you say to
I feel like
that?
saying, "Dude, I'm standing right here. I'm standing right here."
He didn't
I
care.
think I was going to get jealous or anything.
He didn't have many teeth.
He didn't have many brain cells.
He said
either.
he said he needed to go to the dentist.
He didn't have many brain cells. He was actually reading a book.
He couldn't read
Really?
anything. He had a book in his
Well,
hand.
he was
But I don't think he could read anything.
glancing through it, I guess. So we did another fun thing, which I've done a long time. We went bowling.
Yes.
The very first ball I threw, my shoe stuck, and I pulled a muscle in my butt. So I'm sitting here in agony
Yeah, I'm in a little
with a
pain,
sore butt muscle.
too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're out of shape.
Not out of shape. I rented shoes. The shoes are,
Yeah.
for those of you that bowl, you have to slide. I'm right-handed, so you slide with your left foot before you release the ball. I went to slide. The shoe didn't slide. So I almost fell on my face and pulled a muscle in my butt.
Yeah.
Like that time that I blew my knee out at bowling.
You did a
Remember
bowling? You did it at bowling?
that? Yeah, remember that?
It's easy to do. It's easy to be
I
injured
stepped on
bowling.
something wet and I went to slide, the foot stuck.
Yeah,
so
The
many
ball went,
people-
I went, my knee
It's
stayed.
dangerous bowling. So many people fall.
Oh, and by the way, we had a group of little kids, boys, about
yeah.
10 years old, about 6 or 7 of them, whatever, cutting it and jumping in front of people, flopping on the floor, blocking people, and the moms are sitting there watching them like, "Oh, God, you're such wonderful boys." I feel like going over there and saying, "Okay, you want to do something with these little rugrats?"
Yeah, I thought one was going to jump in front of my lane.
Folks, I mean, shouldn't we teach our children to be respectful?
Control them.
Come on, be
A little
respectful. You can't do this. People are over there, people are bowling. That one lady went to go bowl, and this kid flops in front of her. She almost was going to
Yeah.
run him over. And the moms are just sitting there watching.
Yeah, they don't care. They're drinking.
It's like when I was on an airplane, this kid was kicking the back of my seat, kicking the back of my seat. I stood up, turned around, and the mom's smiling at me.
Yeah.
I
I thought
felt
it
like,
was funny.
yeah, oh, because her child can do anything. No, I'm saying this because we have a responsibility to teach our children, and the younger the better, to be respectful. I remember when I was a kid, if I would go with our mom to like a store or something like that, she would always tell me, "You put your hands behind your backs." I walk with my hands because she didn't want me touching something, breaking it, or so I learned that as a young boy, you know. But some of these parents, man, I don't understand what you guys think. And then you know how your kids turn out? Your kids turn out like this gentleman that I ran into at the supermarket. Remember me telling you? It was the day before yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
At Publix, at our supermarket.
Yeah.
So this guy's trying to pay. I'm behind him. He's trying to pay his grocery bill with his cell phone. He doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't know how to do it. A young guy, he's probably 28, between 28 30, so dreadlocks and all that. Actually, a good-looking guy, tall, good-looking young guy. Didn't know what he was doing. He sat there for 15 minutes. I was going to leave, but then there was a line of people behind me, and everybody was like, what the hell? So finally, the people helped him to pay his bill. That's not the worst of it. The worst of it is when I went to leave, then I was paying my bill. There's a line of people to get out of the grocery store. He stops in the middle where the doors open.
Yeah.
You know, Publix has two doors.
Yeah, I've had that
two
happen.
sets of doors, right? He stops in the middle with the door opens automatically. He's sitting there in the middle of the opening. Nobody can come in and out, and he's looking at his bill. And there's a line of people behind him. So when you don't teach your kids to be respectful, teach your kids about others, they grow up to be that guy.
Yeah, that's bad.
To be that guy.
Yeah.
That's why we have a responsibility
oblivious.
to teach our children. And if you don't want to do it, don't have children.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Don't admire your kids being bad. I don't know how that is in any way, shape, or form a good thing. So anyway, we did bowling.
Yeah, we had fun. That's the second
Fun?
time we went bowling recently.
Paying for it.
Yeah.
Paying for
Our
it now.
butts are, our butt muscles are sore.
My butt's killing me.
Yeah. Especially when we get up in the morning.
and I couldn't sleep because I was always uncomfortable. So I woke up so many times during the night. So we did that. We then went to the casino by us, but we didn't. We went to the casino just to eat.
Yeah, we went.
Which the food was really.
Oh, it was good.
It was great. I had a sandwich. She had some. So we got out.
Yeah.
We got out of the house. Got away from the house. Because as I had said 2 weeks ago, when I was really down that week, I said it in the video, and I remember I told you, is I feel like I need to get out of this house.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to go. It's not that there aren't places to go. That's what the depression does for me and for many, because I know it for many as well. The confusion, this confusion and it's like it's created to frustrate you. You know you need to get out of here, but you don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, someone who doesn't understand depression would say, okay, that doesn't make sense. You get in your car and you go somewhere. Okay, then yeah, of course. Right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But when you're going through severe depression, it tricks you. You want to leave. Where are you going to go? Nowhere. So you're not going anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to sit here frustrated. Yeah, I think so. So we went out last night. I had a blast.
Yeah, we had a really good time.
Shannon had a really great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
She finished off the night with her mojito.
Oh, that
She got
mojito.
the gallon
That was-
size, right?
No, it was a regular mojito. It was very
in
good.
In the jug.
But no,
Pretty
but
big
it
ones in the
was.
jug.
I just hadn't had a
It's
mojito.
not for one person.
I had a mojito, and I hadn't had one in a long time, and it was enough for that night.
You're not planning on having another one.
That
anytime soon,
was
right?
the last time I'll have a mojito for a while.
Where was that? The old user bar?
No, it was at the casino.
No, they only had beer and
Oh,
wine
that's
there.
right.
They only had beer and
It
wine.
was a delicious mojito.
Yeah, Shannon hit it last night.
I did.
Luckily, I drove.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But again,
It crept up on me.
we never want to stereotype anyone. Irish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't stereotype. But Shannon hit it pretty hard.
I did.
But I want to talk about this because to show, and for those that saw our episode 2 weeks ago, to see as well that, you know what, I have a little more energy, right, in the video. Because 2 weeks ago, I'll admit I was
Zombie?
I was pretty zonked out. I was struggling. Like I said, I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to. I wanted people to see, especially the people, those that watch our videos, to see, wow, he's very different. He's very low key. He's very. I can tell he's struggling. I wanted people to see that. It doesn't bring me any joy or pleasure, but I also wanted people to see that. Okay, what did we do to help get out of that? Right? We went out. We had a good time. We went bowling. We went out to the casino. Again, we didn't go we didn't gamble or anything like that, but we just went to eat and we saw people. We did things to get out of the house, to get away from here. Shannon's idea to go bowling, not mine. We actually were going to play miniature golf, remember?
Yeah, but then I thought it was
They
going to be
got one of
out.
those places around here?
Yeah, but the problem is I thought it was an outside miniature golf. It's inside, and then they have this. All the little holes are lit up, and there's all kinds of children in there running around. They have all these games and stuff. So I was afraid because of COVID.
And I'll be honest, I have 3 daughters. They're adults. I don't know that I want to be in an enclosed facility with 310-year-olds.
No.
I don't think.
I'm guessing there's a lot of children there. We haven't been there,
Two
but
10-year-olds is bad enough.
yeah.
One's a handful.
Yeah, one.
Imagine a few hundred for running around.
It's fairly a big place.
You're sitting trying to golf. Okay, hey dude, really? Where's your mom?
think
Oh,
you
my
have-
mom's over there. She doesn't care.
I think
Oh,
in
okay.
order to get around it, you have to go in the evening later when the kids go to sleep.
Or better yet, not go at all.
There's
Yeah.
no real sleep anymore. You do whatever the hell they want.
They do whatever they want.
I think they were up until 10 or something.
So that's what we did. And you know what? I felt I had a great time.
Yeah.
Could have sat at home again, as we do almost all the time.
Oh, we have a pool and a jacuzzi and
Right, but still, you're still home.
Yeah.
And you're still looking at the same things. Everything's the same. Get to the point, it's the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. It's important to get out.
That's one strange dog.
And people with depression can say, yeah, but I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lock myself in my room. Yeah, that's what happens. And you have to get help if you're battling depression. Like any other illness, any other mental illness, physical illness, you have to get out. You have to get help. But it also falls on us. Imagine a person that's addicted to drugs or alcohol. You can have interventions. You can force them into rehab, force them, and they can come out, and guess what a lot of times they'll do as soon as they get out?
go back to it.
They'll go back and do it because they didn't decide this is what I want to do for me. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to straighten out my life. No, they're being forced into it. We have to say, no, you know what? I'm not going to sit here with depression and sit here and just take it and do nothing. I have to do something. You have to get help. Now, a good therapist or psychiatrist will tell you these things. Not just me, they'll tell you this. You can't sit here in misery in a room. You have to expand your horizons, go to places, meet people, do things you enjoy, find new things you've never done. Take an art class or a paint, and actually the painting and wine thing is probably a good place to pick up women.
It is.
Oh, you're
Depending on wine.
You've been painting and wine?
Oh, wine is great.
No, have you been to a painting and wine?
No.
Oh.
yeah, well, but it's probably a good way. It's a good thing for singles or couples even. I mean,
Strip
couples
joints are good too.
Well, you can do strip joints.
Yeah.
Lord.
It's going to cost you, but
It's raining. It's raining dollar bills. Make it rain.
yeah.
It's actually raining
Yeah, that's raining
outside. You can probably hear the thunder in the background.
I wanted people to see the difference. I feel better not having those crazy thoughts, those destructive thoughts, and getting out of the house was just so important for me to do, and it's important for anyone to do if you're battling depression. And the other thing too, in there, when you're going through severe anxiety, massive panic attacks. I used to have panic attacks over the craziest things. Sometimes you're fearful of leaving the house. What if I have a panic attack? What if I have a panic attack? That's a trap. I've been in that trap. You know the exit to get to your house off the highway, off of
Yeah.
95. Sometimes when I was having bad panic attacks all the time, I'm trying to make the green light so I can turn, so I can keep driving, basically.
Right.
So I can keep going. The light turns red on me. Now I got the wall, right, from the ramp.
Right.
I can't go anywhere to the left. I got a line of cars to turn right,
Right.
so I can't go to the right. I can't escape. I'm trapped now.
Yeah.
Now the light's going to turn green in 3 or 4 minutes, right?
If you're lucky.
But I thought I would feel, I'd start breathing heavy over something so, I mean, you're not trapped in a closet. You're sitting at a red light. It's going to turn green. You know, I'm trying to tell myself that, and it's too late. That's it. I got a panic attack. It's too late. And I would have to pop my medication. And it would take 15 minutes or so to kick in, sometimes 20.
Meanwhile, the lights turn green.
I'm already at your house by then. I'd be there with our mom, and she's, you're very pale. I said, yeah, I know. And she goes, oh, you got the attack or something. I remember what she used to call. I'm like, yeah, and I'd sweat over being at a red light.
Yeah.
So what happens with a lot of folks because a lot of times depression, anxiety, panic attacks go hand in hand with depression. People get fearful of leaving the house. What if I have a panic attack? Sometimes you get panic attacks just from seeing too much activity. There are too many people here. There's too much going on, and you start to feel that feeling. So we've talked about so many times about medication, right? I am not a fan of being loaded on medication. I'm not. I was. But medication is necessary many, many times. It's needed. How long has it been now since I've had my medication for panic attacks?
Oh, a long time.
I don't even have any anymore. You know that? Did you know that?
No.
I don't have any more.
Okay.
I haven't had any. Wow, it's got to be almost a year.
Well, it's been a long time. I don't
Almost
know.
a year.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I used to have my psychiatrist.
The guy that died. But, yeah,
He
they all
Yeah.
died.
He passed away. Every psychiatrist I went to has passed away. I
No, what's that say?
I don't know. I don't. Whatever. I don't know if I go in there and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy is just, I can't take this anymore." No, that's not the case. Actually, the other psychiatrist, if you folks go back and watch that video, I don't remember which one it was, where I explained to you that he wasn't really a psychiatrist. Well, he was a psychiatrist, but it was actually a pill mill.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That one.
Oh, yeah, he did pass
He
away.
passed away.
From COVID, I think.
I think so. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks and he passed away. My other doctor was an older gentleman. This is an important point too, is finding the right person for you. Psychiatrist, therapist, whatever, the right one for you. I was so lucky that I had a brilliant psychiatrist. My psychiatrist was a cardiologist before he became a psychiatrist. He was brilliant. He made me realize things that I do, patterns, made me look at patterns. I was already doing that, but I didn't know I was doing these things. He made me realize, you look at patterns, you do this, you do that. I'm like, wow, you analyze people, you do, I always did it, but he taught me that I was doing it. That's where he was very, very helpful with me. And also told me too, when you make important decisions in your life, family, whatever, try to do it based on facts, not emotion. On facts. Unfortunately, the world we live in, a lot of people don't like facts, which is a problem.
No, facts are bad.
Which is a problem. And, and sometimes when you're going through mental illness, a lot of the facts are not pleasant. But you make decisions based on the facts. You don't deny, I'm fine. I don't need to go get help. Right? I don't need to. And you're suffering. And then if you did go get help, potentially feel much better. Much, much better.
Well, the problem is finding the right psychiatrist.
And sometimes even being able to get an appointment. It's an issue depending on where you live, of course.
Well, down here it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, the population keeps growing, and this, I don't know about the population of psychiatrists and therapists if that's keeping up with the pace. Not to mention the stress that COVID had brought
Oh, yeah.
to everyone, people's lives. inflation and everything. That's why I said 2 weeks ago as well that I believe in living with the motto of not create problems that don't exist. To try to live a life of peace, getting along with people, enjoying life as much as possible, and not create problems, because the problems will come no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
No matter what. Terrible things. I mean, we look at John and I lost our parents. We lost our dad, which was a shocker to us. It was a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a week.
It was a week. He had
Cranial hemorrhage.
cranial hemorrhage, and he was basically brain dead. And then a week later, he passed away. We had to see our mom suffer. We had to live with that. We had to do everything for her to help her get through. And then a couple of years later, she was diagnosed with liver cancer.
Yeah.
Liver cancer.
And was told she had 6 months, and that's pretty much what it was. It was 6 months. And she died a little bit every day and suffered and suffered and suffered. Shannon's mom is not doing well, as people, if they've watched our other videos, know that.
Yeah,
It's very sad. Her situation is very sad.
cruel.
Yes, it feels cruel. You're right, it does. So my point is this: aren't those problems enough? Aren't those situations enough? So we don't create problems, because we'll have plenty, whether you like it or not. It's just life.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a little break here for a few seconds, and I think Lily wants to eat.
I know, it's thundering. She's afraid of the
She
thunder.
hasn't eaten in 15 minutes, so she doesn't know what to do.
No,
with
she's very paranoid from the thunder. She's uncomfortable.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Anything special or anything even related to what's been happening? You, Shannon?
No.
You do nothing? You got nothing?
I don't know. Whatever.
I got a massive brain fart. I can't think of anything.
Oh, and during the break, John's going to go get COVID again.
Oh,
Well, actually, I'm going to go get a beer.
all right.
So, with COVID.
Hi.
With a
Well,
with a COVID shot.
It's the Rona beer, so.
Yeah.
I think he's really testing us to see if we're going to get it or not.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back in just a few seconds, and we're going to talk about something a little different, because I don't want to keep lingering on here with this, with depression. And I do want to say a few things about suicide, not just related to me, but to others. So we'll be back in a split second.
Hi. We're back.
We're back. Shannon just pounded down 3 mojitos.
No, sir. Oh, that does not even sound good.
So we're going to have to be careful, because
Yeah.
they start messing with us. So what are you looking at and all this, and messing with the neighbors too?
Oh, thunder.
So I was just going to talk about suicide for just a couple of minutes. And, some people may think, oh, well, yeah, I hear about a celebrity that committed suicide or this or that. It's a lot more common than you think. I think of, just in my world alone, when I was a senior in high school, I think it was history class or some advanced history or something like that. Anyway, I skipped that class a lot. I wasn't there all the time. I skipped a lot of classes a lot. I didn't need the point. I had the credits to graduate, so it is what it is. But there was a kid behind me. I think he was a year or two younger than me. So I was 17, so he had to be 15 or 16. He was little too for his age. But he was a good kid. He was always joking around with me. Him and I would joke around, stuff like that. And I remember I came in it was second or third period, so it was in the morning. I came into class and I asked, hey, where's so-and-so? I don't remember the kid's name. We weren't friends. We
You just knew each other.
we interacted in that one class, the only
Yeah.
class I had him in. And one of the girls said, didn't you hear he killed himself? I was
Well,
like,
that's sad.
I mean, that shook me up, because I didn't know, and I just saw that empty seat, and I'm like, what? It's not something you were thinking about at 17.
Yeah. He was, apparently.
And he killed himself. I told a story about my neighbor at the other house I lived at 20 something years ago, in Oak Ridge. Ronnie, remember my neighbor Ronnie?
Yeah, Ronnie. The crazy lady.
We went to Isla Mirada, whatever, for the weekend. We came back, and our neighbor across the street said, hey, Ronnie committed suicide.
Yeah, I knew one kid in high school too. This guy was always drunk. He drank, he was hooked up, he rode a motorcycle. He T-boned not a pickup truck, but a semi-truck. There's only one problem, he was sober when he did it.
I mean, accident, was it an accident? It was an accident.
His sister kept saying he committed suicide.
Well, we have another gentleman, Shannon and I both worked with him. Funny
yeah.
guy, remember?
Yes.
Intelligent, super intelligent, nice guy, very laid back. And he drank Red Bulls like there was no tomorrow, and he was laid back.
He was laid back. He had no energy in him.
If he drank the Red Bulls he drank, I'd be up on the roof.
He would have like 4 a day.
But super nice guy, very smart, very intelligent, and funny.
Yeah, he was
very
funny.
He was a recovering addict.
Yeah.
He was clean. He had been clean for a long time.
Yeah.
His dad passed away out of state. He went to his dad's funeral. He came back and he started drinking and doing drugs again.
That was all it took.
And that's it. And it threw him over the top.
Yeah.
And he OD'd. He committed suicide. I think he left a letter. I think he left a letter to his sister.
Maybe. I don't
for his
remember.
sister.
It's a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was sad.
that's 3 right there.
Yeah.
Plus my situation, if you want to count me, that's 4.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still
You're
here.
still here.
I'm still here. But it's more common than you may think. And then there are those that, like me, that went down that road and are still here. And there are many that are not. So when you have someone that you know has been struggling, is depressed, it could be a spouse, it could be a child, it could be whatever, I just plead with you to not just think, it's not a big deal. It's going to be okay, or he's going to be okay, or she's going to be okay.
Or it's just a phase.
Or it's just a phase like we've talked about so many times, especially if it's a child. Oh, it's those teenage years. Well, you know what? A lot of teenagers have gone down that road, and it's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad for that young man at 15 that sat behind me in
Teenage
school.
suicides is at the highest level ever.
And
Since they started recording it.
and I
very
think, in my humble opinion, there are a lot of reasons for that. And we've talked about this, the 3 of us, many episodes back. When we were kids, we'd be outside, we'd play. We'd be with other kids.
Not nowadays.
We'd go play ball at the park. We'd ride our bikes. There are a lot of kids now that don't even have a bike because they don't want one.
They want video games.
They shouldn't be doing
They don't want one. So the difference between, and a young person might say, "Oh yeah, your generation is okay." I don't want to hear your crap. I'm sorry. You're if you're 14 or 15, you don't know enough to argue about anything.
Yeah.
So maybe you should listen. Maybe the parents should listen to get your kid out of the house.
Yeah.
Get your kid active. Because the difference of, for example, I can speak for myself, being on my bike with 3 or 4 other friends riding our bikes to the park with my basketball in the frame. I'd shove it into the frame so I wouldn't have to carry it.
Right.
Or a football or something for us to go play at the park for hours.
Yeah.
Running, getting fresh air,
We used
getting
to do
dirty.
that. We used to do that.
We all used to do that, right?
They used to shoot off rockets.
All kinds of stuff.
Remember?
I used to play with the
because
garden
we were
hose.
always looking to do something. And it was,
We'd make our own rockets. We'd get the little rocket engines. The big
Oh, yeah,
cart
right,
battery
right.
and a cart. We'd lug it to an empty field, which is all houses now, and we'd shoot off our rockets.
Yeah.
so we were always looking to do something.
Yeah.
And mostly what? Outside.
I played
Everything was
with
outside.
Everything was
Everything
outside.
was.
Basically, the house was, you come in, you take a shower, you eat, and then you go to
You
sleep.
go out,
And then
yeah,
tomorrow you're looking forward to go do something else
Yeah,
outside.
everything.
Imagine that difference of a child being with a bunch of friends, active, playing, getting exercise, as opposed to sitting alone in a room playing video games. Alone.
We didn't even have TVs in our rooms.
No.
I did,
Didn't
but
have a chance
I
anyway.
didn't really
It
watch
didn't
it.
even matter.
Yeah, we
I
didn't
still
have a
don't
chance.
have the. Well, I do have, but I'm in the guest room right now. But I've never had a TV in my bedroom.
I did have a very tiny one, and I used
have
to
no
watch
use for
Donnie
TV
and
right
Marie.
Yeah, but when we were kids, we didn't even need one. It was like 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah, 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah, we didn't have many channels.
It was a joke. At least back then, I can say this.
And I didn't even have
the
a
news back then was legit.
Yeah.
The news here now is an absolute joke. It's, I know people get hooked on it. It's like, It's like you're watching the Bigfoot shows. You know, these Bigfoot shows. Oh my God, did you hear that? Did you hear that? They're running through the woods, all this stuff. At the end of the show, nope, no Bigfoot.
There's never
no
going to be a
Bigfoot, but they're going to
Bigfoot.
leave you dangling, right? Oh, wow. Yeah,
Same thing with the alien shows.
yeah.
And, you know,
Alien
and the thing
shows.
with the alien shows, they're not saying this, that, or the other thing. They're asking questions.
And that particular shark, what was it? There was like a Godzilla shark.
Oh, yes, the Megalodon.
Megalodion
Yeah,
or something.
Megalodon.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, never found him. But you know, this guy that was on this Bigfoot show, he actually had the nerve to say, "I have been hunting Bigfoots for 20 years." If you'd have said that to me, I'd say, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that." And if you said, "Why?" Because you've been a complete and utter failure for 20 years. Because you haven't found one. Never.
I've got a picture of Bigfoot.
Never.
No, Mikey? When I was
Yeah.
up there, I took a picture. He's far away. He's walking, and he walks funny, and he looks... And the pictures look exactly like the Bigfoot pictures that you see.
Well, you should post it online.
I should, because I got a whole bunch of them. He looks exactly like Bigfoot.
Oh, my God.
He's out of
Don't move
focus.
around.
He's out of focus.
They're always out of focus.
But-
UFOs
everything's
are
always-
out of focus.
But
Everything
this is the world we live in. You can post that. You know what? You're going to get people say, "Oh my God, that's Bigfoot."
Yeah.
Because let's remember, folks, we have people that think the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
So post it. You're going to have people that actually start a club. Start a club. Do a club and just call it Bigfoot or make up a different name. And you'll have people that, "Oh my God, it's real. It's real." So you know what? That's the world we live in,
Well,
right?
just like there was one with UFOs. He's got these three lights.
Yeah, but they're
And
always blurry.
They're
always
all moving. And I'm going. It's got to be 3 metal balloons.
Yeah.
You know, spray balloons.
Or some.
Because the things were doing exactly what the balloons would do once you let them loose.
Yeah, I remember those chrome
was that
birthday
the ocean?
balloons.
Those, yeah.
We would always release the balloons when the kids had a birthday party,
Right.
and the chrome, you'd see it because it's doing this,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
So you'd see
shining.
these lights. It's like it's coming on and
reflecting,
off.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's a UFO. You know, but
Especially over the beach.
but
the
the-
balloons make it over the beach. That's dangerous for the animals, though.
see, to me, this is an issue. Well, when you let it go, it's wherever it's going to go. It's not guided. So wherever.
Well, I think I
They'll
know
go
that.
up and eventually they'll
Yeah, they'll pop and land on John's head and give him COVID.
Oh, God. He's done with COVID.
But this is a problem. Oh my God, Bigfoot! I got to watch the Bigfoot show. Maybe the next one. Let me tell you, folks, if they find Bigfoot, it'll be on the news,
Yes, it will.
not on some stupid reality show. But this is a problem. People believe garbage. Can believe so many ridiculous things. Can believe politicians. Can believe televangelists.
If you believe a politician, you've got serious problems.
Okay, then everybody does, because that's the world we are. Could believe televangelists that are telling you, you know what, if you give me money, God's going to help you.
Yeah,
Really? That never catch. Wait a minute. If I give you money, God is then going to help me. There's something wrong with you. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you. But this is the problem, because I do mental illness, depression, anxiety. When you have people like that, if those people are in your home, people that believe the earth is flat,
Jesus.
that believe Donald Trump has a big brain, that believe if I give money to this guy who has a mansion, then God will help me. If you're a believer of this crap, of Bigfoot, of the Kardashians, of who they're with now, that's what's important to you, then what about when there's someone in the home that needs you? I feel for someone like that has that person or those people that they need. Those people are going to do anything for you. And that's why we need to get help. And I'll say this, if it's not a parent, if the parent's an idiot, and if anybody goes, "Oh my God, I'm so offended," then that means you're an idiot. Because if you're not an idiot, you'll say, "Well, I'm not an idiot, so it doesn't bother me." You're an idiot when there's someone in your home, especially a child or a spouse, that needs you, and you're not there for them. I have no sympathy. You know what? Yeah, my energy level is up. You notice it's up because you know what? I get angry. I get angry over a child that you gave birth to, raised, is now 13, 14, 15, is sitting in a room, crying, needs help, can potentially take their own life.
Which too many of them do.
And where is the help? Oh, my parents are so obsessed with Donald Trump, or so obsessed with this, or my mom. Oh, my mom is so obsessed with the Kardashians, she doesn't know what to do with herself. And your kid's suffering, and no one's doing anything. I have no sympathy for these people. I have sympathy for the child, or the spouse, or the friend. You have a friend that you know is struggling. You know what? We used to hang out all the time. I'm not even going to call him or her because not fun anymore. Then you're not a friend.
Yeah.
Then you're not a friend. You never were. You were a friend, what, to go drinking together? To go do stuff like that? Now your friend needs you. Potentially, possibly to even save their life. You're washing your hands of them. I've said this before, too, about parents. There are people that should never have been parents.
Yeah. A lot of people that shouldn't have been parents.
There are way too many people that should never have had children. I know someone, you know the same person, who told her kids as adults, the only reason I had any of you was because of the men in my life. We're not going to say who it is. We're not going to say who it is.
Yeah.
Okay? So when I say there are people that should never have had children, believe me, it's true. And I'm sure anybody watching this will say, oh yeah, I know a few.
There's always a few.
Even in my own family, they can say whatever. But the problem is there are consequences, especially when it's a child. I keep talking about children because, to me, a child needs you. And if you're not there for them as a parent, sometimes there's no one else. You want to talk about isolation, depression, feeling helpless, hopeless. I'm not going to get out of this. There's nothing for me. Because no one's showing them there is.
Yeah, these kids need guidance, and they're not getting it.
Yes, they do.
And they're not. A lot of times, they're not getting it in school.
And let me say something to a lot of parents out there. Not all parents, of course, because there are parents that are awesome. But to some of those that, oh no, I want to be my kid's friend.
No.
I want to be their friend. Okay, you're their friend. Who's their parent?
Yeah.
If you as a parent do not want to be a parent but want to be their friend, then who is the parent? They'll have plenty of friends. Right? We were kids. We were all kids, right? We had friends when we were at this age that disappeared. At that age, you know, you grow up. Then you have friends. Yeah, we've been friends since we were kids. It's very rare that.
I still have friends from middle school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you have friends. You go out. You go to Taco Tuesday and stuff from high school.
No, middle school.
Middle school.
That's a long
Great.
time
Those are
ago.
friends, right?
Yeah.
They're long term. But the point is, if you're a parent, you've made that decision. Then be a goddamn parent.
Yeah, not a friend.
Because when I hear of children trying to take their lives or taking their lives, and there's no one there to help them, what the hell world do we live in?
Yeah.
Forget the earth. Let's just get things straight. You're not going to find Bigfoot on these reality shows. No one should give a rat's ass about who the Kardashians are with today, because anyway, it's a revolving door.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that you know, somebody posted on Twitter that the Kardashian had a 20-year anniversary on their show or something like that, and he said,
"How long?"
Yeah, and he said, and I'm very proud to say that I've never taken a minute to watch any of them.
Yeah.
He's right.
He's right. It is pure garbage. But to me, if you're single, no one's counting on you, and you want to spend hours or whatever doing that crap, I've always said, to me, freedom is you do whatever you want as long as you don't harm someone else. But not being there for someone else who needs you is harming them. That is also harming them if you have a child that needs you. Your child. But you're too busy with other crap. And I'm angry because I have a right to be angry for a kid that needs help, that isn't getting it. And if anybody thinks, oh no, the kids will always get help from their parents, you live in fantasy land.
Yeah, that's not,
you live in absolute fantasy land, because that is not the case.
Not only from the parents, a lot of kids can't even get help from the schools.
But you know what? It should start at home.
Yeah.
Because there's
Oh, it
also
should.
this mentality that, what is the school system going to do for my kid that needs help? What is the government going to do for my kid that needs help? My question to you would be this: what are you doing? Anything? Are you doing anything as the parent?
Yeah, because you're the responsible party.
Right, but there's too much of,
That's the way it is.
you know, other things, other organizations or people or whatever need to do something because my kid needs help. But you're not doing anything.
Well, like, what's her name? Hillary. It takes a village to raise a child. No, it takes parents to
It
raise a
takes
child.
parents. And that's the problem, is a lot of parents don't want the job.
And then they shouldn't have had the kids.
Exactly. They don't want the job. Now, again, I'm not attacking all parents because that would be absolutely ridiculous. We had wonderful parents, all the three of us.
Yeah, we all did.
I've known wonderful parents. Oh, I'm sorry, I just remembered this going back to suicide. I gave you 4, including me. When my daughter was playing softball, one of these young girls, she may be 13 or 14 or something like that, comes home from school. Okay? This is to show you how common suicide is. It's much more common than many people think. She goes into the backyard. Her dad's hanging from a tree.
No, that's. Oh. I think I remember.
There was another, I told you
Yeah.
this. There was another child, a young girl. Came home. This is a different, not the same family, different family. Comes home. Her mother's in the tub.
Yeah, that's all very sad.
So right there, that's 6 that I know of.
Yeah.
Oh, hanging in the
Not to
tree.
mention, in these 2 young ladies had to find their parents. Not the same parents, like I said, different families.
I mean, this is going back years. Remember when we lived up in New York? On the corner, there was a mother with a kid. She was a total drunk. And her older son came home from Vietnam. He hung himself in the basement.
Well,
And listen, how
maybe.
many people back then, as much as things can be improved for
Still
veterans.
remember the little kid's name was Howard.
Yeah.
He used to hang out with a bunch of little kids out.
And as much as things have improved for veterans, for mental health, because they have a great deal since Vietnam, the Vietnam days, and they still can be, there needs to be a lot of improvement. And if, if there aren't organizations, then where would they be? But in the Vietnam days in the 70s,
No. No.
Yeah, and that was a.
if you got a feel for those guys
Yeah.
that went through so much. My barber, I remember. I told you. Remember me telling you the story? I told you.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, totally.
He was a Vietnam vet.
Right.
So he's cutting my hair, and he would tell me stories about Vietnam. And I'd see him in the mirror, because I'm in the mirror, and I can see he's starting to get tense and stuff. And I can notice that he's snapping my head over, But I can tell it was, he was talking about it. And it was, it was getting to him. It was getting to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also good for him to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, he was a barber too, so he was actually really good about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to him since high school. I went to him for years. And then I got to the point where
You don't
this
need a
is
barber
pointless.
anymore.
Right, this is,
No more barber
it's
for
no
you.
point. It's like not having a car and going to the auto mechanic, and the
Yeah.
mechanic's going, I don't know what I can do for you. I have nothing to work with.
Yeah.
There are a few words you'll never hear me say. I just got my hair did.
Yeah.
You'll never hear me say that.
No.
It's pointless.
You've got.
Yeah, the nails did too.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Only nails.
I'm gonna
no
get my hair
hair.
did. No, that's
I
never.
got my hair did.
But, I got a little angry here, a little agitated, because the thought, this should make anybody angry. It should make it, a kid, 13, 14, and I know this happens. It happens way too often in their room, door closed, by themselves, alone, sometimes crying, don't eat, don't want to miss school, don't want to go to school anymore, don't want to play with other kids, don't care about anything anymore. Is that not a red flag? What do you need? Do you need to not do anything, and then after the fact, oh my God,
It's too late.
oh my God. So, yeah, I feel for these kids. I feel for spouses too, or partners, where one of them is like, okay, I don't want to deal with her. And she's in one of those moods. No, maybe she's going through deep depression. Not a mood. Something she can't control. He, she, he, who, whoever. They can't control it. And you made a lifelong commitment in a relationship, but you're not going to do anything about it? I mean, look at Shannon. Let's go bowling. Let's go play miniature golf. Let's watch Ugly Betty. Let's do trying to distract me.
Do some drinking.
Yeah.
No, that's her job.
Hey, I really really wanted that golfing, but we didn't get
Again,
it.
we're not stereotyping Shannon's.
Oh, the Irish, enough.
But imagine when there's no hope. There's no, let's do this. Hey, let's get out of the house. Hey, tell you what. I'll find you a therapist or a psychiatrist. I'll go with you. I'll go with you, right? Mm-hmm. I'll go with you. Don't worry about it. Maybe after that we can go grab a bite to eat or something. But there's too much of nothing when it comes to mental illness.
Yeah.
Nothing. I know what I'm talking about. There are many out there, if you're watching this, there are too many people that will say, yeah, I know what he's talking about, because I'm one of them. My wife or my husband or my partner abandoned me, don't help me, don't offer any help, don't want to talk about anything because they don't understand, so they don't want to talk about it. Or kids saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, my parents aren't even a couple, basically. Dad's out golfing, Dad's out doing his stuff, Mom's doing her stuff, so no, they don't have time for me.
And the plumber.
Yeah.
Because that's another issue too, where young kids find that, yeah, they're in a family, there's mom and dad, but there really is no family.
Mm-hmm. They're out doing other things.
Mom is about mom. I got to do my shopping, I got to do my stuff, I got to do this, my job or whatever. And dad is doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. They're not even a couple anymore. They don't even eat dinner together anymore. The kids don't have any family anymore.
How many families actually sit together at the dinner table every night?
I'm sure not many.
And there are too many families that say this, oh, with our careers, we don't have the time. And then parents that say this, we have careers, but we make the time.
Yeah.
We make the time.
Yeah.
For our kids and for us.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, I'm sorry I got a little agitated, but I'm also not sorry that I have more energy.
Good,
I'm happy about that. And please give us a like on our YouTube channel and subscribe. It's free.
Yeah.
And our website is depression-youarenotалone.com. We'll talk to you again soon.
Take care.
And be well, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.